Well, well, well. That music is quite loud. Let me turn that down just a little bit. Hey, everybody. It's been a minute. It's good to see everyone hanging out in the comments. David Bollock says, afternoon. Hey, Duke. Duke says, hello, everyone. Happy ThursdAGE. ThursdAGE is a weekly talk show. It's an advice column. It's a what else would you call it? It's a matchmaking service. It's really the focus is the several games created by Green Ronin Publishing. They're run by the system that runs those games, the Adventure Game Engine. And one of those games is The Expanse. And we have a guest today. It's Ian Lemke, who is the line developer for The Expanse RPG. And he gets to hang out with us today. One second. Where are you, Ian? I'm trying to find you. Are you there?
Hiding. I'm here.
You're really good at hiding. Let me see. Wait a minute. There you are. I see you.
There I am.
I see you.
I'm scared.
Hey, my friend. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
It's a pretty auspicious occasion. We've got a new thing out for The Expanse.
Yay! A new thing for The Expanse.
Yay! Awesome.
Yeah.
So what is? Tell me all about it.
All about it. Well, we have the latest edition, as it were, of Trades of the Expanse, which has been an ongoing project to bring small bits of new stuff for the Expanse, and each one focuses on a different trade in the Expanse, a different job that someone might do, or player characters might be part of, or that they might get involved with, or whatever. In this case, it's Trades of the Expanse journalist.
Ooh, I love it.
Yep.
Oh, hey, wait. I'm sorry. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Owen Casey Stevens in the audience.
Oh,
hi,
hey.
Owen. Good to see you, friend.
Hey, Owen.
He says, hi, Troy. Hi, Ian. Wow, we've got a star-studded cast of people in the chat. We've got Rain's here. We've got, of course, I said Duke. Allie's here too. Allie's one of them streamer types doing some streaming. Yeah, they're she's got. They're going to be doing a world building stream right here on this very channel, and I believe it's tomorrow. Am I right? Is it tomorrow or is it Saturday? It is a Chatapalooza, says Owen. And so I'm excited about that. But look at everybody in here. Just one famous internet celebrity after the other. Yourself included, of course, Ian.
Thank you.
But we're talking about Trades of the Expanse journalist. And so when you were putting together sort of the list, it's Sunday. Thank you, Allie. I have an announcement on that later in the show, but my mind is overtaken by the Trades of the Expanse, specifically journalist. When you were kind of looking at how to choose, because there's so many, everybody wants you to do their thing, right?
Right.
Like I want Trades of the Expanse animal husbandry,
Exactly.
but I haven't gotten my wish yet. But hey, Tempo, good to see you. But so jokes aside, how do you go about sort of? There's so many possibilities. What are you doing to key in?
I went to the books for one, and considered all. What types of roles did you see that jumped out at me? That were like, okay, this is something that's cool that people would want to do, and basically went from there, and also looked at other genres of science fiction. We opened with the one that I thought just was sort of the most fun that came to mind, which was Bounty Hunter.
Of course,
Bounty Hunters are sort of a mainstay in all kinds of science fiction, and of course, Cowboy Bebop and
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars, The Mandalorian.
Yeah, exactly.
Bounty Hunter just seemed to be the thing to start with, and went from there. And I have had to make some cuts from ideas I had that, okay, one that you may or may not see but it's like I'd love to do it because it's such an essential part of the Expanse world is trades the Expanse minor, asteroid minor. It's a huge part of the world, but I'm not sure it's going to be worth an entire book. I'm going to have to get sold on, these are small books, but still, do we want to devote that time and space to mining asteroids? Which, like I said, could be interesting, but there have been other decisions like that I've had to make too, what to cut and what to keep.
Got you. And, because they just take some time to put together, they take some time to produce, and just, the writing itself, and so much research that ties this. Of course, there's the show, but there's the books, and that's where we're at.
Yes.
We pull all of our sort of inspiration and canon from the books.
Mm-hmm.
And now, do you find that that's a difficult sort of, or what is it like to try to find those bits and pieces and try to knit them together into a whole journalist?
Well, you've got three parts really. We have to ignore the show for one.
That's right. Yeah.
We can't use anything from the show, at least not directly. Obviously, inspiration can come from there. But we can't use anything directly from the show. So I have to disentangle any information that from the show and the novels, which that in and of itself is a pain. To make sure, okay, was this something that showed up in the novels, or was it only in the show?
Right.
And then, of course, as we go forward with new books and things like that, you have a lot of cross-pollination there too.
Sure,
things get pulled from references get pulled from previous books, adventures, things like that.
That's what I was going to say. At some point, you become your own reference, right?
Yeah.
For canon sort of stuff. That's
for
fascinating.
Some of it,
yeah. I dig that quite a bit.
There's a fair amount in here. Well, not fair amount, but you definitely we go into some further detail on organizations and such that you've heard about before. Maybe if you've been getting the Expanse books, Pyramid News Network, which showed up in Abzu's Bounty. There's some more details on them in here, things like that.
I love that. Well, first I wanted to say we're going to jump into the journalist here and kind of do a deep dive, open it up, and take a look inside. But so we've got right now there are 4 different trades. Mm-hmm. We've got bounty hunter, planetary surveyor, scout, and then journalist being the 4th one. And then my understanding is that there's another one.
There's several more coming.
There's 7 more.
In fact, we have the next few already sort of at least written. So it took a little while to get these going, but at this point, the goal is to have them coming out fairly regularly. At this point,
nice. Yeah.
So we have several written. I guess I can say the name of the next one.
Can you?
I don't see why not. The next one will be is going to be Entertainer.
I like it.
Sort of goes with journalists. I've been kind of doing them in pairs like that: planetary surveyor, scout, journalist, entertainer. And now I'll leave it at that. What's next after that? But
fantastic. We have a question from the illustrious Owen Casey Stevens. You may have heard of him. He says, question for Ian: how easy is it to adapt these to different age games like Modern Age?
Right. So I think Owen's setting me up here because I think he could answer that for himself.
He can.
But, thank you, Owen. Very, very easy. Especially for Modern Age, there's all kinds of stuff that you could pull from there. Different ways of playing. There's a ton of stuff in Modern Age. Of course, you have the augmentations and such like that in Cyberpunk Slice. Easy to just grab and go. You might see some of that slipping in officially into an Expanse book sometime in the future, near future, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, pull what you want. Heck, if you want to pull stuff from Fantasy Age, go for it. But that's a whole different world. Not
that's right. As Ali says, once you cracked the code on one age system, you've got the rest.
Yeah. The core of the system is easy for once you have that, you can easily take any of theirs. There might be minor tweaks you need to make or whatnot, but overall easy.
I'm reminded you and I have spent quite a bit of time together this holiday season kind of throughout the last few months as we were playing Cthulhu Awakens.
Yes.
And we've got our finale tomorrow night, right?
Yep, we do.
That's it. That's the 19th that I was trying to remember. That's exciting. So when you play Cthulhu Awakens, or when you see kind of is Cthulhu Awakens something that you could pull into the Expanse? Like, could that be a thing?
So if you're going to run a straight up traditional, like, by the books Expanse game, no.
Yeah.
But
fair enough. Okay.
But it's the perfect setting to bring in some aspects of the mythos, or even go full bore on it. I mean, if you've read all 9 books, you can see that that there are things out there, and if you wanted to bring that further into your story, through the proto-molecule and the gateways and whatever else is beyond, yes, absolutely, you could meld the two together for an awesome campaign, which I may or may not be doing sometime in the future.
Hey, I like it. Hey, before I dive before we crack open our copy, our digital PDF, I want to send people to the Green Ronin online store, because you can pick up any of the 4. You can do so. I believe I've got them all. At least 3 of them are on the front page. And there we go. If you head over there, you're going to see, at the very least, because I know that you've already picked up Friends. You've already picked up the other 3. You can pick up Journalist, and it is only $5.99.
Yep.
And I wonder if we might want to adjust the price on that. I don't know. We'll check it out, because everything else is $5.95.
Yeah,
so
I was wondering about that.
yeah. We can figure that out. So I want to dig into this.
Sure.
1 second as I get my bits and pieces together. Let's see, 5. And oh, see, now I've got this ready to go. We'll change our cameras here. Let's do this real clever. Like, how does that sound? Sorry, I'm clicking every single thing, and it is thwarting me.
I suspect people are going to get too upset about 4 cents extra.
I'm certain they won't, and if they do, that'd be kind of funny.
It could happen.
It could definitely.
The internet, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's take a look and see if I've done it right. Hey, little scene change for you. Nice. Okay, so here we are, Trades of the Expanse. I apologize for the awkwardness. I'm going to try to find a PDF viewer that will let me see most of it without squeezing it so that it's illegible. But here we are. Okay, so where should we start?
I guess we start at the beginning. You can go down a page.
Nice. First, I want to talk about this art real fast. At first, I was like, what is she up to? And then I just realized she's got Maori. That's I love that. I love that.
Yep, she's got some Maori tattoos going on.
Yeah. That's very, very cool. And all right, so here we are.
Sort of an action shot this time.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't quite sure what she was up to, whether she was sort of like, I'm in the picture, or you think that she's getting...
No, I think she's out on the street, in the middle of a war zone. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I love it. All right, so here we go. So it talks a little bit about being a journalist and what it means.
Yeah, just sort of what journalists are and what journalism is and how important it is, especially once humanity goes out to other worlds. And so like how you keep abreast of what's going on these dozens of worlds, eventually hundreds of worlds that humanity goes to, and how do people stay connected and know what's going on, and how important is that? If you're out on a colony world, is it important to know what's going on back on Earth? Maybe not.
Right. Yeah, sure. And given sort of the sort of ebb and flow of war, and kind of the threat of violence, and all of the weird things going on, Here's so talk to me about the Interplanetary Journalism Guild. So that's their org, right?
It's an organization it's an umbrella network of journalists, essentially. It's simple as that. It would be a great thing for a player character to be a part of. And possibly be able to get stories or whatnot. I mean, doing an entire campaign based around a group of journalists could be fantastic. You
really could,
running drones and such, and then you have the interviewer, and then the behind the scene tech person. You could easily do a 3 or 4 person campaign. Or if they have their own ship too, you need a pilot.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, here's what I thought was really interesting about the Interplanetary Journalism Guild is that is the many facets like labor union, legal defense group, human rights lobbying association, and internal standards and disciplinary review for journalists. I mean, like you could really get into some exciting storylines there,
It's a parallel what's going on in the world today as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's pretty fascinating. One of the things I love about this whole setup is that you really want to get into each of the paragraphs because there's some real interesting and inspiring storytelling to kind of help add some facets to your role play. So here's the trade lingo. This is great. I love that.
That's a fun bit there. Just different lingo that the journalists use and what it means. And everything from simple stuff like on location, which everybody knows, to softball, what a tabloid is, journalists insurance. I
think it's great. Yeah, it kind of sets the tone and gets you into character. Get you ready to maybe drop some of that lingo as you're playing the character.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit more about representation and all of that in the guild, and then we got careers. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting, right?
Yeah, it just sort of breaks down the different types of careers you can have as a journalist, because some people might think of journalism, you just sort of have an image of one narrow idea of what a journalist is, but really there's a lot of different types of journalism and ways of presenting that journalism, which is standard news, investigative journalism, feature articles.
That's right. Yeah. On the front lines, in the eye of the storm, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Columnists who do editorials and things like that sort of thing. Tabloid reporting
on
famous people and the rich and famous and that sort of thing.
Oh, and imagine a journalist who uncovers the deep dark secrets of a corporation and is now running for their life. That's
that'll be your investigative journalist, probably.
Yes, right. Yeah. Or even,
which I imagine would be sort of that would probably be where a player character group would be going towards, except for doing a mini campaign of some tabloid reporters could be a lot of fun.
That's what I was thinking, like the sort of Hollywood gossip columnist actually finds a real news story and is now in pursuit of the rest of the story or being pursued. That's great. Okay, so investigative, feature. And this is talking about soft news, like news, like anchor news, right?
Yeah, anchor news, like sitting behind the desk, more or less.
That's right. Okay.
Doing straight up news reports, basically.
Yeah. The columnist, tabloid. Yep, that's great. And so, why is it important to think about potential employers?
That aspect of it is, it's for players and for game masters, right? Because from a game master's perspective, a game master can look at different organizations that might hire a group of player characters, whether they actually be journalists or not. I mean, in some cases, a group might get hired, there was there's a journalist character who appears repeatedly in the Expanse novels. And at one point they basically hire the Rocinante to take them to where they're going, so that they can do the reporting. So the player characters could be the ones that own the ship. It could be mixed. There's a lot of ways you could bring journalism into a story. But certainly a group of journalism or an organization hiring the player character ship to go somewhere is a pretty typical, adventure hook.
I like this. So they talk about governments, and then they're basically talking about PBS style, or NPR, or the Martian Citizen Information Network.
From PBR to propaganda,
Yeah. PBS, but PBR too, if you like a flat beer. But yeah. So then conglomerate. Let's see. Okay, interesting. The big leagues of journalism are the system-spanning media conglomerates making it into the big time.
Yes, your CNN, MSNBC. I'm not sure
Yeah.
the other one.
Yeah, exactly. What we were talking about. These are news folks. Let's see. So the corporate client list. I love that too. Like getting hired by the how often have you seen? I have seen this anyway. In like corporate training or something, they're like they bring in sort of a heavy hitter news person to kind of talk about an issue and make the training even that much more intense. Okay, so here's some. Okay, I like this.
These are different organizations, different corporate, and these could be groups that players work for, or maybe it's you use it for your background. You used to work for these people, or
I like it,
or you still do, or what have you. So yeah, there's a lot of different uses for both players or game masters, and we just had fun coming up with different logos for them.
They're great, yeah.
Yeah, Pete Woodward did a fantastic job. Some of these, a lot of these, we came up with for the game. Some of them were mentioned in novels.
Yeah.
Some of them we like Pyramid News Network is mentioned there.
Yeah. I was just looking at that because we just kind of talked about that story. Sort of. This is like they're a sleazy network, and they were doing reports on the proto-molecule that made some very dangerous people want to shut them up.
Yes, exactly.
I like it.
They discovered things. Actually, Pyramid News is almost exactly the kind of thing you were talking about. What would be perfect for the kind of thing you were talking about. Tabloid reporters come across something that they shouldn't have, and in this case they tend to follow conspiracy theories and things like that. But
yeah, I like it a lot. Asher Foundation Broadcasting. Okay, so this is like the rich wealthy benefactor who's bankrolling a foundational sort of I like this.
Yep.
Paranormal research. Okay, fun. All right, these are great. This is great stuff. And then of course freelance. I like that.
Freelance citizen journalist. We cover
citizen journalist. That's fun.
And a freelancer, you could be freelancing for one of those or companies, or who knows, anyone really.
I dig it. So then we go into finding work. Is that just sort of part of the
this sort of
creation of your?
We've done this with all the trades books, and this is for the game, primarily for the game master to use for coming up with basically quick adventures. Okay, the characters are freelance journalists. What do they what can they find for work? They're looking for work. What can they find? And some sort of random tables and such to help you with that, and how much they get paid. You could also use it when making a character, to come up with some past assignments you've had or whatever.
I like that.
Sort of spur your own creativity as well.
That's awesome. And so that kind of helps you figure out what your assignment is, what you're doing here. And that's this the on the record doing background, local color, media event. Just kind of gives you sets the stage for you.
That's the stage. It's an adventure hook, basically.
Yes, of course. And then we got our complication here, complication table, which is great. From reluctant source to setup. This is I like this. Okay.
Right. So first is what the job is.
Yes.
And then what's the problem with it? Why is it difficult?
Exactly. Yeah. What's causing you the grief that's getting you? Yeah. And then and what you get paid? How much you get paid? How much you get paid? I like that. And then we move into tools of the trade.
Tools of the trade. This is I think a lot of people's favorite section. Often, pardon me. Tools of the trade is some new gears and gadgets for journalists, some of it based on real world stuff, but more advanced. But you have things like a little drone, a little tiny drone that can go places that people can't get into. A press ID badge.
Sure, your credentials. Yeah,
it's a sort of a imprinted a badge that lets people know, yes, I really am a journalist. Because in especially as big as you're talking spaces you're talking about, anybody could just claim to be a journalist, right? But this is an official,
right? I like it.
You might not be able to otherwise.
Burn key. Oh, I see what it is. I wasn't sure what it was. Right.
It lets you actually just like wipe out a computer real quick. If you burn, if you have sensitive files on there, you just flash burns everything off your drive.
Clever. I like that. Okay. Important tools of the trade. And then what else do we got here? Of course, we've got ships. Are they? Ghost in a Can. That's what we're looking for. Yeah.
We also do have an augmentation in here.
I see it.
So there will be more of this in a future book, but this is the first slip. I think this is the first augmentation we've actually put in.
Yeah.
There'll be more. But yes, like tailored pheromones that lets you influence your.
I like that. Okay, that's clever.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about other augmentations, will we do some? Will we bring some augmentations in for the other trades, or how are we implementing that kind of?
There will be other augmentations in other trades. There will also be. I guess it's a while off, but the next big book will have a significant section on augmentations.
I'm sorry, did you say a section?
A section, like
okay.
a big section.
I was like, wow, we're just diving right in. This is a PG-13 program, sir.
So
yeah,
section.
Yes, yes, that's a section. I love it. So tailored pheromones, I love that. A character with augmentation has small reservoirs of modified pheromones that they can release. So they're just kind of like, then someone is like, I'm in love.
Exactly. Or just starts talking,
Sure. They're at ease there. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
Different kind of journalism, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, we're not here to judge.
Right.
Okay, so ships.
You're saying yes.
Now, are they flying their own ship?
It depends.
Okay.
That's totally up to, like I said, this book isn't meant as an end all be all. It's meant to give you options and things, because there are different ways of running the game or telling stories. You could use it as, for one adventure where your characters get tied up with journalists, or you could run a group of journalists, or maybe there's journalist NPCs on board or whatever,
Yeah.
But if you do run a group of journalists, ships, the ship section has a nice ship design specifically for journalists,
nice.
as well as a few new ship qualities. The ship section is a mandatory for all of the trades books. It's a nice way of getting some new ships out there.
Yes, yeah.
As well as bringing in some new qualities and such as well.
Yeah. So okay, let's go through them. We didn't talk about this. The first was just the boosted signal,
right? Which is just basically, being able to get your message out better, and even maybe break through heavy jamming or that sort of thing.
Got you.
You've got
awesome,
super powerful signal.
Okay, so now we have the guild transponder. So it's more of a stationary kind of thing. Is that just
it's like a press pass, except for
see.
So your ship gets scanned, and the military can see. Oh yes, you're an official journalist.
I get it. Okay, I see that. Immune to police or military interdiction.
Well, generally speaking.
I mean, I'm just reading from the book, but of course, they'll find trouble for sure. All right, Cronkite class media ship.
Actually, it says it doesn't make the craft immune to police or military.
Oh, it doesn't. Well, this doesn't make that. Oh, I just read immune to police. I'm gonna make a great GM.
Context.
Right, exactly. Okay, so tell me about the Cronkite class media ship.
Well, it has a rather famous name, at least for those of us of age to know who Walter Cronkite was.
Don't know.
I'm sure some people aren't going to know that reference. But yeah, it's a ship that was designed. Tycho Corp was going to start up their own news agency, and it never took off, but they had already designed these ships. So, they're available for purchase for journalist types or companies or organizations.
I dig it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking, that's a kind of the medium size.
Yeah, it's pretty small, really. It's only 23 meters. So
is that okay? Wait a minute. So that is the ship. That's what they've got. They've got this, the transponder, and then the kind of more of an effect. This here, right? The ship qualities.
Yeah, and it has an advanced. This one comes with an advanced sensor package.
Yeah,
it's atmosphere capable because journalists are probably going to want to land. They got the boosted signal, network and database access.
I get it. Sure.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Nice. So the when we're looking at competence, poor to average, does that mean like in battle? Is that a battle?
That's if they're NPCs. If the ship is
I see.
It's NPCs. If it's NPC ship, that's going to be your general competence level of the crew.
Got you. So not trained killers.
No, generally not.
Fair enough. Auden says this is a perfect specialization for my conspiracy nut character. Awesome.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, me too. All right, so doing the work.
Yes. Now we get into some more rules.
Mhm.
This is again, every trades book has a specialization built around a new specialization built around that trade. Obviously, journalist that gives you some extra abilities, just like any other specialization in the age system. There's requirements for it, of course. Basically, most of them let you do certain stunts easier, cheaper, or even without having rolled stunt dice.
Yeah.
Just gotten stunt points, received stunt points. So that's basically that.
I like this. So I'm looking at the complications here for the churn.
Yes, we have churn
That's
complication, new churn complications,
fun. I like that.
and new stunts. There are 3 new stunts that are usable by journalists when in the process of gathering information and such.
That's great. So great. Hardball, Fourth Estate, and Press Pass. That's great.
Yes. Press pass basically lets you get, it's a 3-point step that lets you get into places you might not otherwise be able to get into.
Sure.
You're not going to be able to get into a hardcore, secret Martian military base, but it might be able to get into a party or reception that,
Right. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so then epic complications, a promise. Okay, yeah, this is great. Interview ends in utter disaster. Sure.
We've been trying to one of the things we've been doing with the Expanse book, with the trades books, is introduce new turn complications based on that trade. So so if you're doing a adventure, you wouldn't necessarily have to have a group of journalists, but if you're doing an adventure that's sort of based around that kind of thing, or like maybe just that time working for a company as freelance journalists or whatever, these are great churn
super
options.
Great. Yeah so if someone's playing this, or someone is getting this together, when it comes to the complications, can they create or build onto the onto this list of complications? Can they? Yeah, and it's pretty easy, right? I mean, is it?
Yeah, you can always come up with your own complications. I mean, that's at least I think people should. I mean, honestly.
Right. Okay, great. Yeah.
Like, I would even go so far personally as to like come up with complications based around a particular adventure, because you could really build it in. Okay, well, when this complication hits, this happens. If this complication hits, these guys show up, or the bad guy learns. I don't know. Whatever it is.
As the GM, it would be really interesting to hold in your hands these epic complications that take the story in a whole different kind of. That's really fun. Yeah, I love that. All right, ready-made sources. What's this about?
It's sort of like the corporations, but a little more detailed in that we've just got, again, something we do with all the trades books. We just have several contacts that could be used as NPCs.
I got you.
And just they kind of help flesh out the universe to me a little bit too. Just who these people are, who they interact with, what they do.
I like that. Yeah. That's great. So
just quickie NPCs for the game master to pull out of their hat. I mean, if you have all the trace books, you have a whole compendium of NPCs that you can pull into any adventure.
Well, how fun! Yeah, and they're really well put together. There's some, you talk about the background, you got all kinds of details and information, and where you want to kind of roll them out into the storyline is kind of up to you, and that's fun. I love that.
Yep.
Okay, so optional system. No further questions.
This is a fun one. This basically it's a completely new system that we added for trades of the for journalists, but could definitely be used for other types of stories. But the base of it, I'm going to let people get the book to find out all of it, but the base of it is that you can add to the churn pool to acquire information. If you're stuck or someone's refusing to answer, you get a bad roll, whatever, you could bump up the churn pool and get your answer effectively getting a better success, or what have you.
I love it. I'm so awfully fond of the churn just as a mechanism. It
Yeah.
is just it's so great. It adds a layer of tension and weirdness that it's really fantastic. Auden has a question. He says a question requirement for the journalist talent. It lists both communication research and intelligence research. Should the former be communication investigation?
It should.
Leave it to the guy running the Facebook community for the Expanse to
Yep, it's a PDF. We can fix it.
Nice job, Auden. You know what? I think, Auden, you get some kind of a prize. I think the prize is it's a beautiful personally crafted, handcrafted, bespoke thank you from Ian. He'll mail it to you.
What am I mailing? I'm sorry, I was writing that down.
A handcrafted bespoke thank you. Just a thanks is all.
Excellent. I will do that.
You get two now.
Send me your address.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
But yeah, the churn is I think one of the churn and stunt points are the two sort of hallmarks of the Expanse. Well, I mean, stunt points are all age systems. The churn sort of started with the Expanse, but it's now been brought into other aspects of age as well. There's effectively a churn system for Cthulhu Awakens and also for Fantasy Age. They have different names, but same functionality.
I love that. All right, so talk to me just a smidge, not too much. But you already kind of mentioned that we'll be doing up next will be entertainer. That'll also give me a chance to get our giveaway together. But what can we expect? Are there even more innovations being added? What else can we anticipate seeing?
Major. I mean, this optional system was kind of new here. We don't have anything that big in entertainer. The entertainer is just a lot of fun. It overall just covers all kinds of entertainment, from music to performance art, whatever your form of entertainment is. Just had a blast with that book overall. Again, Pete Woodworth did both journalist and entertainer. I kind of wanted the same person to write both of those because there were a lot of connections in a lot of ways. But yeah, you'll see some cool new ships designed just for, imagine if a mega band has their own ship. What's that
right
like? Just a bunch of new all new stuff, just like you got here with journalists.
Well, I love that. Let me see here. I'm almost ready with this. I'm going to stop sharing screen. Hey, while I'm kind of poking around in this, friends, you may be sitting there, maybe watching this program. Heck, from you could be hanging out over on Facebook. You could be hanging out on the YouTubes. Maybe you're watching from LinkedIn, because I'm streaming directly into LinkedIn. I don't know why I can't stop myself. It is just every time I think, should I stream to LinkedIn? I start laughing and I say, yes, of course I should. And so I do. But do me a favor, make sure that you've liked, make sure you're following us. If there's like a thumb, give it to us in the upwards direction. If we got stars or I don't know, whatever their thing is, give them to us, all of them. And then do me a favor, share the stream with a friend. Do you have a friend that is a journalist in the making, would make a perfect addition to your campaign? Send it to them. They will no doubt love it and you for the consideration. And we would appreciate it too, because it feeds the algorithm and it keeps us timely and rolling into other people's feeds and suggestions and all of that. And I'll tell you, it makes a big difference. Every time you do that sort of stuff for us, we can see a spike in the number of people who watch, and then we all get more cookies and everybody's happy. I do like a cookie. So with that being said, let's see here. 1 second. I'm going to start this. And how do I do this? I'm learning this. We've got, StreamYard is the service that we use to stream stuff, and we get to. Okay, let me see. Here we go. I got it ready to go, and so here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
When you see the word, they being the friends in chat, you're going to drop in the hashtag of that. You'll be hashtag the word. And did I spell it right? Yes, I did. Okay, good. And then we will pick. How many winners do you think?
What? I don't know how many we usually do. 3.
We
right?
usually do 3. Yeah, 3 sounds like a good fair number, I think. Let's see. There you go. Okay. So
I'm shocked.
Drop hashtag journalist. I know, right? Yes, exactly. That's right. Yeah, do a hashtag journalist and you'll win a prize. And if you already picked up the journalist, which I'm presuming the chat did, you could win an all expenses paid trip to Ian's house where you can stay the night and he will read to you from his collection of dark tomes.
Yeah. And you can feed my rabbit.
That's right. Yes. Which is a euphemism for dying. Hashtag journalist. Drop that in the chat.
Yep.
There we go.
There's
Mark,
1,
thank you. 2. Excellente. And if we get a third one, then all 3 of you win. And we will.
Yay.
Thank you, Randall. Thank you, Randall. Yeah. So I'm excited about this. Now, do we have, after we do Cthulhu Awakens, do we have anything else cooking for live streams or actual plays?
I do not currently. No, I'm done. No,
you sir have been doing it. You've been doing a lot, which is
we don't have anything planned. As I'm sure there'll be something in the future.
Yeah,
but I do have a little bit of Fantasy Age news if I can.
Ooh, please do. Yes. While we wait for some more folks to put hashtag journalist in the chat to see if you win. Go for it.
I know this is the Expanse, but for those of you who also play Fantasy Age or interested in it, I know one of the things that Fantasy Age has had issues with for a very long time is lack of adventures. So what a little side project I'm doing, kind of like using Trades of the Expanse as a model, is as quickly as possible we're going to be putting out some short dungeon adventures for Fantasy Age, not connected. They're all going to be just sort of their own thing that can be plugged into your world wherever we
nice.
Give some nice background on how you can where you can fit that into your story or what have you. But yeah, just some fun one level, for the most part, dungeon adventures. And the idea here is like Trades of the Expanse. It'll probably be about the same size as the Trades books, and a little bit like Fantasy Age Encounters, but these are actually dungeons with full maps and everything too.
Nice.
Yeah. So, how many page dungeon adventures? Not sure yet.
50.
I will. They, like I said, they're going to be fairly short. Probably about the size of a Trades book or smaller, a little bit smaller. You need one by tomorrow. Sorry. It should be out soon though. The first one, first 2 of them actually are already in the production pipeline. So
I dig that.
Will be coming soon. And we're trying to make them so that they're pretty simple to put out. They'll be PDF only.
Gotcha. So we don't have to go, like, there won't be any sort of rigorous testing required, or
long printing times, things like that.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, and you put together, putting together a big book takes time, a lot of time. Whereas getting one adventure out, we can kind of get it done, and give it a little play test, and then away we go.
Oh, and asks, using new maps or picking up some awesome maps from the lost past?
A little bit of both.
Okay, cool.
So,
yeah,
is the answer there.
Column A, column B to make a column C. Column B. I dig it. Okay, let's do our first drawing.
But all new adventures.
Boop boop beep beep boop 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 beep beep boop 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 beep boop. Tempo.
Temporary.
I like it. Good job, Temp. You did it. You done it again. We got 3 of these. Let's do another. Congratulations to you, Tempo. Send me a note to let's play at greenronin.com and I will send you a question. Do you have the journalist? And if you don't, I'll give it to you. And if you do, we'll find something else. Boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. And it's Storycast Rob. Congratulations.
Yay.
I know Tempo's always winning. I swear, every time. Who do you think's going to win?
Oh God. I don't want to.
You don't want to do it? Yeah.
No,
you don't
no,
want to. You don't
no,
demonstrate your powers. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The start. Yeah. Whole witch hunt will start. It'll be.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Boop, boop, beep, 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 boop, boop. That helps, doesn't it? And it is Randall. I was going to say Randall. I was
wrong. So.
Oh, see, got you.
Congratulations, Randall.
Congratulations to all the winners. Do me a favor, friends. Send a note to let's play at greenronin.com. Now, you can send a note in and you can say, hey, I won a prize. Give it to me. Or you can send a note in and say, I need some advice, some relationship advice, some, perhaps you've got some kind of a strange rash. We will send those pictures directly to Ian to diagnose, and he will prescribe a home compote of some kind. And you'll be right as rain in no time. Tempo says, I know it's like luck is on my side, although occasionally it goes the other way into unlucky. Not when you hang out with us, Tempo. Everyone's always lucky when you hang out on ThursdAGE. Cool. Okay, so what else do we have? Oh, I had some news. I forgot. I have news too, Ian.
Okay, go.
Jeez. Here's my news. No, honestly, it's real news. It's real serious. Yeah, you're looking a little dubious, but it is real. Hey, everyone's been waiting for the Age Creators Alliance to be available. And let me tell you this. All of the files have been transmitted and they sit now ready to be assembled over there at our friends Drive-Thru RPG. The only thing that's kind of in the way right now, we got a big thing going. We got a big Kickstarter happening, and I'm excited about it. Are you excited about it?
I am very excited about it. It looks really cool.
It's very, very cool. We have I don't know if are you familiar with Valiant Comics?
Only a little. I've become more familiar recently.
I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I absolutely had zero. I mean, I guess having grown up in the 90s, there were, things that I now recall as Valiant Comics, but man, they're good. They're really good comics. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening there. So we're doing a Kickstarter. Let me show it to you. Can I show it to everybody? Here's the thing that you need. I can't show it all to you. I mean, I could if I wanted, but instead I'm going to show you what I need you to see. And that is this. Wow, that's really teeny tiny. Head on over to the URL that I'm dropping in chat, because then you can say you want to see it. You want to be notified when we open the door on the Valiant role-playing game, the Valiant Adventures RPG. It is really awesome. There's some good stuff happening. And am I hearing some music?
Are you?
I am. I don't know where it's coming from, but I like it. Here you go, friends. So check that out. Head over to the URL that I dropped in chat and just, I can't, Duke. Duke, I'm really tempted. The reason why I'm not, because we're going to share some over the course of the next few days. So I don't want to spoil it all, but really, really good stuff. Really great Kickstarter. Go ahead and click on that. Notify me. It really helps us out quite a bit. It helps us out with discoverability. It also helps us measure and gauge who's ready to go, and gets the word out.
There was a question back there about maps.
Let's get it.
Maps. Well, I wish I could answer it. That's sort of out of my purview at this point. But I at least wanted to acknowledge that we saw it. I'll get on that and see if I can get any news out about those as soon as possible, because I'd really like that too.
Fair. Yeah, absolutely. 1 second. What did I do with that? I may have. Didn't I drop the right link? I feel like it
I
felt
don't.
right.
You dropped the Streamyard link.
Oh, that's the link to the giveaway. Yeah. Do this for me then, friends. Go to this link.
There you
That's
go.
the one we want. But yeah, so okay, well, look at that. Ren's available. Ren's
Right
available for
one.
some.
Adventure.
Oh
Dungeon
yeah,
Adventure. Is that what? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. A very prolific publisher through the Age Creators Alliance.
Yep.
And also working on in their own right out there in the world with other. Yeah, we had Rain on the show, talked all about it. So
And has an adventure forthcoming for Fantasy Age as well. I'm not saying anything about that one yet, but it's part of the whole thing. But
nice.
Yeah.
Prolific. Hey, Ian, thank you so
Yep.
much for hanging out and sharing all the details and always love it when you're here. We're gonna try to get you on, once a month and all of that. Any kind of things you'd like to leave the audience with, anything that they should know, or what are you doing in Ianland? What are some things going on with you personally?
I mean, working on all of this stuff, of course. I do have my own little side project, which already had its Kickstarter, but it's well in the way of getting done. If you're interested in what I'm doing personally, it's Nepenthe Games. You can find nepenthegames.com online, or on Facebook, or Twitter, or X, or whatever the heck it.
Nice. Well, what's the background on that? So when they come, what are they going to when they see?
I am the game is called Nevermore. It's a role-playing game of American Gothic horror, focusing specifically on American Gothic horror. It is obviously set in the US. It has its own unique system. It's a card-based system, just using a regular deck of playing cards. But I felt that that's kind of cool for a game of that era. But yeah, it's Gothic horror, American Gothic horror.
Very cool. All right, awesome. And then what's a great way for them to sort of, if they've got a burning question about whether it's your personal project or some other stuff related to the Expanse or to Fantasy Age, where should they hunt you down? Where should they pepper you with questions?
If it's about Green Ronin stuff, you can hit me up at ian@greenronin.com, which is pretty simple. The other one, if it's more personal, or Nevermore stuff, it's Ian at Nepenthe Games.
Sure. I was before you give out all of your personal information.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
no, you're fine. No, I was saying, like, are you hanging out on Twitter or X or whatever?
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, I did say that. Yeah, you can find both me and Nepenthe Games on Facebook and on Twitter, X, and on Instagram.
Nice.
And I think that's all the places I am right now.
That's right. Do the guy a favor. Don't email him anything. But
Sorry.
no, you're fine. You're fine. It's I am fine.
I don't. You know what? I don't mind.
You're an open book.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Which I think is great. I mean, yeah, you're not afraid of the tabletop RPG community. You are up to it into your eyeballs, and you love it. All right, my friend. Yeah, and we all do, and we all love chat. Thank you, friends, for hanging out.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome, and we'll have you back again soon. In the interim, hey, remember, we've got tomorrow is our finale for the Cthulhu Awakens. What is the name of it? The collective. The collective.
Part 75 or whatever we're on.
Hey, friends who are looking for their rewards, do send me a note to let's play at greenronin.com. Actually, send it to Ian send it to let's play.
That's fine. I'll forward it to Troy.
and I will attach your award, your reward for being awesome. And then then we have our friends from Dice Drop Revolution. They're going to be Dice Drop is on Sunday. They're going to be doing a world building thing. I'm super stoked about it. And hey, maybe you're putting together a campaign. Maybe you're doing some world building yourself. With the case of Dice Drop, they're mixing Fantasy Age and Dragon Age. Those are two great ages.
Yeah,
taste great together.
No reason you can't do that.
Absolutely. Maybe you're doing, here's what I want. This is the thing I want. I want to connect with people who are creating games and give you an opportunity to create those games in front of people so that they can see your process. So they can connect with you and see if you're doing a live stream. That's even more ideal. But if you've got an idea or something you'd like to discuss, maybe you want to be here on the ThursdAGE main stage. You can do that by sending a note to Let's Play at Green or Neen. Pitch me an idea. Tell me what you want to talk about. And I bet you that we can make it work. For now, I say goodbye. Have a great rest of your week. Ian, thank you so much. And everybody, take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Take care.